I wasn't actually planning to talk about this dumbass Mario is sexism shit, but the article from New York Times just stuck in my head, so I figured, let's just get it out of the way and be done with this. So once again, the article from New York Times is, I can barely say this with a straight face, Super Mario runs not so super gender politics. So I explained in my last video how the core of this dumbass article is how the trope of the damsel in distress is perpetuating the negative stereotype about women being weak and incapable and in need of men saving their asses, which I firmly disagreed with and said no, it's just a convenient plot device around which it's easy to build a narrative. It's easy to motivate why the protagonist, Mario, in this case, goes on this daring adventure, risking his life to save his loved one. It's much more simple than just say, well, it's just doing this shit for fun. I didn't go into detail, though, why this article was so fucking dumb, so I'm gonna read a couple of pieces from this article, and then I'm just going to refute them one-on-one. Last week, after a wait of almost a decade, the world's most popular video game series, Super Mario Bros., finally came to the world's most popular video game machine, the iPhone. That in and of itself is pretty debatable in a world that contains PCs. Nintendo's Super Mario Run went immediately to the top of the App Store charts, above mainstays like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube. According to one estimate, the game was downloaded 37 million times in its first 3 days. Bravo. Unfortunately, despite Nintendo's history and reputation, Super Mario Run is not a family-friendly game, or at least not one my wife and I will be letting our 6-year-old daughter play. The game is rife with stale, retrograde gender stereotypes, elements that were perhaps expected in 1985 when the first Super Mario Bros. Was released in the United States, but that today are just embarrassing. Oh really? So you're not just gonna make an ass of yourself demonizing a piece of electronical entertainment? You're also going to deprive your daughter of possibly having a positive experience playing the game, and you're also going to keep her from making up her mind on her own? What do you think is most harmful? Trying your best to shield your daughter from everything you disagree with, or letting her form her own perception of the world? By failing to update Super Mario for a contemporary audience, Nintendo is lagging far behind the Walt Disney Company, one of its closest American analogs. It's lagging far behind the Walt Disney Company, Corporation, whatever, one of its closest American analogs. Disney's film Frozen subverted and reinvigorated the fairy tale princess movie. The Force Awakens gave us a female Jedi. Super Mario Run doesn't even try. For fuck's sake. You mention other instances of entertainment that do correspond with your bullshit opinions. Is that not enough for you? There is entertainment to which you can turn to have your ideology rubbed the right way. Why is that not enough for you? Why do you have to shove your agenda down everybody's throats? Why does every piece of entertainment have to be a political outlet? Not a political outlet. Your political outlet. Why won't you be happy until every piece of entertainment falls in line with the Sarkeesian-esque world order? Why can't you just enjoy what you find enjoyable in the first place? Why do you have to transform everything to correspond with your dumbass, misguided ideological views? In isolation, there is nothing wrong with princesses or baking, referring to an earlier part of the article. My daughters love those things too, but Super Mario Run relegates its female characters to positions of near helplessness. Peach and Toadette become playable only after you complete certain tasks, which makes the women in the game feel like prizes. To be fair, the same is true of few male characters. Worse, should you then use Peach to defeat her kidnapper Bowser, you'll discover that neither Mario nor Kiss is waiting for her as a reward. Oh my fucking brain hemorrhage. What? You realize that unlocking new characters as you progress in the game is one of the most prevalent features in any game ever. And guess what? It's there to motivate you to keep playing the game. It's not there to in some way maintain this invisible world order in which women are kept down by the evil patriarchy. Just wow! How can you read into a game feature through such a thick ideology lens? How is that possible? How? Never in my gaming life have I had that sensation, ever, and nor does anyone that I know. Ever. They've never mentioned it. I think this may be the first time, actually. Honestly, I think there's something wrong with you and your view of women if you think, oh, I just won this woman. She is my property now. That's fucking... What? The world would be a worse place if video game creators were judged only by whether they balance the games with male and female protagonists. Some of 2016's best video games, including the interactive drama Firewatch and the disturbing Mario-inspired Inside, are largely about men and boys. Oh, yeah, I agree. It would be worse if people did what you're doing. You're saying I'm not even gonna let my daughter play this game because somehow in your mind it represents, I don't know, the oppression, the oppressive nature of the patriarch. The self-awareness is below zero. Representation in interactive media may be even more important than it is in linear entertainment. In video games, players describe ourselves as the digital avatars we control on the screen. We say, "I died," not "he died." Well, yeah, we do, but we don't mean that literally. Like, you don't carry that with you after you stop playing the game. When I stopped playing, I don't know, Tomb Raider, I stopped being Lara Croft. When I stopped playing Mario, I stopped being Mario. When I say I died in a video game, that means I made a mistake. I was the one playing. I caused the death of the lump of polygons on the screen. You fucking retard, you. Bottom line, there are plenty of games designed specifically for women and girls. To be perfectly honest, I don't give a shit if they are. I personally play games that entertain me. I play games that I think are worth my time and my money. I suggest you do the same, and I suggest you let your daughter make the discoveries herself. Don't try and protect her from things you deem evil or not representative or not entirely in line with your idea of what representation of women in interactive media should be. Just don't. Video games never hurt anyone. Ever. I'm glad I got that shit out of the way. If you enjoyed my video, you can like it, subscribe to my channel, share this with everyone. Everyone you want to bother, just you want to waste their time, go ahead and share this shit with them. I would love you unconditionally if you did. So that's your motivational factor right there. That's your motive. The first 10 people to like this video will have the chance of winning a Red Bull and a blowjob. Take care.